I want to congratulate the Pittsburgh Steelers for getting this victory. Congrats to you guys. Again, no one's going to give you guys your credit, and, people are going to be saying that you're overrated. Whatever, it is what it is. But this was not an easy situation for anybody. It's clear if you watch this game, neither team was really 100% prepared. And even though the Ravens were throwing out basically a practice squad, the Steelers themselves were not prepared to play. This whole situation has just been stressful for both teams. And the fact that this game even happened. But both of these guys were not prepared to play this game, and you could see it. However, that's not really an excuse when it comes to the NFL. If the game has to happen, the game's going to happen. And you can see from the Steelers, they weren't exactly prepared. There were a lot of drops, a lot of mistakes. Ben Roethlisberger himself really turned into Alex Smith today, was just checking the ball down. There was not a lot going because nobody was really prepared for the most part. But at the end of the day, they found a way to get the win. They made the plays when they needed to, and they got the victory. So credit to them. Whether or not they're a fraudulent 11-0 team, we'll find out in the playoffs. The playoffs usually show how it is. If this team is truly frauds, they're not getting past Kansas City. Simple as that. We don't need to keep saying this week after week. Oh, the Steelers are overrated. The Steelers are frauds. If that is the case, wait to the postseason. When they meet up with Kansas City, it will be proven. Matter of fact, if they're really frauds, they'll just go one and done. We'll figure out in the playoffs, but stop saying it. Give them their credit. They're undefeated. I'm tired of hearing that nonsense. That being said, credit to the Steelers. You got the victory. As for Baltimore, I want to give a huge shout out to all those players on the field today. You guys fought hard. Like I said, a lot of our guys did not get to come to Pittsburgh. They weren't able to play this game. We were down a lot of people, including our MVP quarterback, Lamar Jackson. And I want to give a shout out to everybody that went out there and played. You guys played your hearts out. You did the best you could. You tried, and you played your hearts out. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the win, and there were a couple calls that just did not go our way, especially in the first half, but it is what it is. We did what we could. We fought hard. We played Ravens football. At the end of the day, it wasn't enough. So just credit to the players that were able to go out there and the players who had to step up and play in the positions that they had to, especially RG3. I know a lot of people are going to rag on RG3, but, RG3 did the best he can with this offense. He made some plays, and had they not messed up at the end of the first half, this might have been a different game. Who knows? If Wilson catches that pass, who knows what happens. But, hey, it is what it is. Baltimore's unit did not have any time to really practice, and they were throwing out random dudes out there. So it is what it is. The game's settled. We're 6-5. We're moving forward. Gave the credit to the Steelers. Let's focus on the Ravens. And, yeah, that's just how it is. Now, with me saying congratulations, obviously we're going to break down the game. I loved what I'm not going to say I love what I saw from the players, at least offensively, but I just love that most people, pretty much every player out there seemed to have some level of fight. And even though things weren't going our way, they continued to fight. So I appreciate what the players did today. But the coaching staff, I'm embarrassed of them. We're going to get in the coaching staff. They were just terrible today, as usual. Let's just talk about some highlights. Offensively, man, there's two things that definitely pop out. One was RG3's 40-yard run. I mean, he took that on third down. First of all, that play call was bad. It wasn't even a good play call or play design by Greg Roman. That was just all RG3. I mean, he took that ball. He ran it, man. He ran that up the gut for 40 yards, and he just made that play. So credit to him. He also made a couple good runs. But other than that, there was nothing he did in the passing game. And he took a lot of shots today. I mean, that Pittsburgh defense, they got to him. He took a lot of shots, and he actually ended up getting injured in this game, which is to be expected because with the hits he was taking and the way he was running today, it was expected that RG3, who is known to be injury-prone, was definitely going to suffer an injury at this point. They were really running, some of these plays they were running with Lamar Jackson, they were running with RG3. And RG3 does not have the body of Lamar Jackson. He's definitely much older, but he's injury-prone. Lamar has not suffered a major injury throughout his entire career, going all the way back to college. So Lamar can take those hits, and he knows how to get down, so he'll be fine. RG3 at this stage can't take those hits, and those added up, and it dealt with him dealing with an injury. Then our main man, Trace McSorley, came in, and there is the other highlight of the day. That 70-yard touchdown to Hollywood Brown. What's up, Hollywood, man? Everybody has been ragging on you for weeks. And you come out here, and you make a play. Now, the pass from McSorley to Hollywood, it was a dime to the outside. It was definitely a dime. It was like a 15-yard throw, but it was perfectly thrown, perfectly timed. That was the best throw I've seen all day from a Ravens quarterback. RG3 did not do anything like that. Trace, That was beautifully timed, beautiful ball, like 15, 16 yards to the outside, beautifully timed. And Hollywood Brown showed off his speed, made a play, turned around and just took it. He took it. He made a play. He did the dirty work, but he did the dirty work, but Trace definitely delivered that ball perfectly timed, right where it needed to be, and he gave Hollywood an opportunity to go out there and make a play, and Hollywood made a play, which kept that game close. Defensively, highlights. Bowser's pick in the end zone. Oh my God, that was beautiful, man. I looked at that and I was like, oh man. RG3 and the offense is already messing up with the fumble. They're about to give up a touchdown here. And then for them to hold on and not only make a stop, but cause a turnover was absolutely beautiful. I loved it from Bowser. And overall, I just loved what I saw from this defense from much of this game. I know that how the game ended was unfortunate, but for much of this game, this defense was on it. They were doing their very best. They had the Steelers in the red zone 3 times, and they stopped them all 3 times. Obviously, the 4th time they got there, they scored a touchdown. But the 3 times they had them there the first time, they had them 0 for 3. That 4th time, they just couldn't hold on. And at that point, you could just see the defense was gassed. But those first 3 attempts, man, they held them to 3 field goals, and it was just beautiful. Well, they didn't hold them to 3 field goals. They held them to 2 field goals, and then, obviously, you know, the pick. But, yeah, defense overall today, they played beautifully today for the most part. Give them their credit. They were not perfect, but, man, for the situation and the lack of practice and the injuries that were happening in this game because we lost Jimmy Smith, with the situation being as it is, this defense went out there and played their hearts out. So, credit to them. With that being said, time to move over to the negative stuff. Defensively, y'all let James Washington catch that pass. It's 3rd and 6. We have a chance to get the ball back and possibly go on a game-winning drive. I mean, I doubt it's going to happen with this offense. But, hey, you know what? Trace McSorley can make magic. He made that 70-yard touchdown happen. We were all very optimistic that if we get the ball back to Trace, he might do something with it. He just makes plays happen. So, all we needed the defense to do was step up and make that stop on 3rd and 6. There were 2 guys there and a 3rd guy coming up. And y'all sat back and y'all just let this man, James Washington, catch that pass. And none of y'all could strip it from him. Yeah, that was embarrassing. I understand giving up the touchdown to Juju. I understand that you guys were getting exhausted. Everything that happened, I understand the exhaustion for the most part. I will give you that. This defense got worn down because the offense wasn't doing nothing. They weren't doing a single thing. So I understand how they were feeling. But, man, it's just one play. All you need is one play from your defense. 3rd and 6, make the stop, get the ball back to the offense. Let's see if they can do something. And y'all let James Washington get that catch. That's the only thing I'm disappointed in by this by this defense. Other than that, defense for the most part, you did the very best you could. You played with your heart. You did everything you could. Sadly, it just wasn't enough. That's just how it's been this season. Defense plays the very best they can, and it's just not enough. So it is what it is for the most part. But other than that, defense, injuries were suffering. Guys were going in and out. You know, Marcus Peters suffered an injury temporarily. He went out, came back in. Deshaun Elliott dealt with an injury. He went out, came back in. Derek Wolfe dealt with an injury. He went out, came back in. I mean, this was just rough. This was just rough. But, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not really mad at the defense. You gave up that play and that hurt. But at that point, you guys were basically tired. It was just that one play that I really had a problem with the defense. Other than that, defense played their hearts out. Switching over to offense. Oh, boy. This offense, good Lord. Today really just showed everybody how inept this offense is. They don't have a passing game. They don't have a passing game. Do not let that 70-yard touchdown trick you. That was Trace McSorley making that play. That was not the offense. That was not even Greg Roman. That was Trace McSorley making that play. Trace McSorley made that play. Hollywood Brown did the dirty work, got in the end zone. That had nothing to do with Greg Roman and his play calling. This offense that we have is trash. I don't care who you put into it. They're not going to thrive long-term in this offense. And this game just really showed us that, man, we don't have anything without Lamar Jackson. Without Lamar Jackson, this offense is just pedestrian, man. It really showed today that we don't have a passing game. We don't. Anything that happens in the passing game has to be manufactured by the quarterback himself. Much of the plays Lamar has made has been because Lamar himself engineered that play. Not because we had a great play. No, it's because Lamar Jackson made that play. But Lamar Jackson made that throw. That's the only reason that play ended up happening. Any passing plays that's happened so far this season, much of it has to be because of Lamar Jackson. He's the one that made that play. And tonight was a perfect example, which is why I'm glad Trace McSorley got that touchdown. Because, again, that was Trace that made that play. Trace made the play. That was not schemed up by Greg Roman. I will not accept that. We don't have a passing game, ladies and gentlemen. We don't. We don't have a passing game. Our offense is trash. All we can do is run the football. That's it. We don't have a passing game. I don't care who you put here as quarterback. You can't run this type of system and expect to succeed. Greg Roman just needs to be gone. And it's not even just about the fact that we don't have a passing offense. It's the fact that every week we're getting called for an illegal formation. We go into every game knowing that we're going to be penalized at least once on offense because of some stupid illegal formation. This guy, Greg Roman, needs to be gone. Like, it's over. It's over. Get him out of here. Get him out. What do you want to get him out of here now? Or wait till the end of the season? Just know that this guy cannot go into next season as our offensive coordinator. Get him out of here. Fire this dude. Speaking of coaching, the coaching staff today was just bad. Now, I'll give some credit to one man. Wink Martindale, you did a great job with this defense. Some of your calls were definitely right. Bro, you did a great job with this defense today. And your play calling was overall solid. I appreciate what you brought to the table. Special teams, also. Fantastic. Fantastic. I forgot to bring them up. Fantastic. Special teams did their thing. If it wasn't for that muff punt, we wouldn't have even had 7 points when RG3 was in the game. So, credit to the special teams coach and just special teams in general for doing what you guys needed to do. Defense and special teams did what they needed to do. Offense just didn't do anything. Greg Roman needs to be gone. And John Harbaugh, I am highly disappointed in you today. And honestly, you made yourself look like a fool today. I mean, what was that decision before halftime? Bro, it's like, 26 seconds left in the game. And you choose to call a timeout? Why? Spike the ball. You know, worst case scenario, if we don't get in, we need a timeout to stop the clock and give Tucker a chance to kick the field goal. You know that. So why would you use your last timeout? Is your brain not there? Why aren't you thinking, my man? Good God almighty, that was stupid. And then we already know what happened to end the half. I don't care. It's what it is. Just coaching today, just disappointed in all aspects. I mean, good God almighty. It was, overall, coaching was just trash today. Defense did well. Defense did well. Special teams did well. Offense was pathetic. Trace McSorley made some great plays. Loved him. Well, he made one spectacular play. RG3 made a couple good plays with his legs. And that's basically it. That's the only positives you can get. Offense, coaching, just everybody. Coaching in general was just trash today. Other than Wink Martindale, coaching staff was garbage today. That being said, it was 6-5. This is how it is. We will be getting Lamar Jackson back for the Cowboys game. We'll probably be getting a few more of the players back by then. And we'll have to go on a run. Got 5 more games left. We're 6-5. If we can make a run, we can get to 11-5. We might be able to sneak in the playoffs. Who knows? But we can't afford to lose any more games. We have to go on a run. At 6-5, we have to go on a run, and we have to make sure we win all our games, man. Like, if you cannot keep this situation close. If you have a chance to blow somebody out, do not take your foot off the gas pedal just because they're like a 4-7 team or something. No, you blow them out. Do whatever you can to beat that team. Because if we lose one of these games, we might not be making the playoffs. We might be able to sneak in at 10-6. Who knows? But in my opinion, I think we have to go 11-5 if we're going to make the playoffs. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's really all I got, man. Once again, congrats to the Steelers. You guys did what you needed to do. Got your victory. Baltimore, you fall to 6-5. And now you must go on the run. to hopefully make the playoffs. We'll see what happens. We'll get Lamar back next week, so we'll see what happens. With that being said, that's all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.